Hello and welcome to another episode of Easy Day Presents Rule of Thirds, the Actors Panel. I'm Kevin J. Stone. To my right, I have Mercedes. To my left, I have Nas.
Well, when I was in middle school, basically, there was an acting class. They put me in an acting class by accident, and I tried to get out of it. I didn't want to do it, and they told me just to stay in it until to see if I like it. And so I stayed in it, and I was really nervous. And my teacher tried to make me perform on stage, and I just ran off. And so she let me do it after class. And so once I did it, she was like, "I don't know why you were worried. You know, you're so good." And she put me in this little showcase we were having at my school. And after that, I just started doing my own little tiny films in my room just for no reason. I was just like, this is fun. And then I really wanted to do it once I got to college and I saw the theater, and that's when I changed my major to theater.
Mm. Cool, cool. How did I start? I started 5, 6 years ago when I was in high school. I think I was a junior in high school, and it was a certain show that kind of inspired me to want to be an actor. But it all rooted from my dad just asking me the simple question of what do you want to do with your life, and music was something I was passionate about, but it was something I was losing interest and passion of for, and so I just he asked me that question. He was like, "Why don't you put up YouTube videos?" I'm like, "Of what? It's, what you doing stuff?" And I'm like, well, "What type of stuff?" And so I kind of found my way just by kind of researching and trying to figure out what I really like to do, and I like to entertain. And I know I can be very uh, my personality can be it could fit well to put with a character, to kind of create a basic character around. So what really started it is me wanting to do my own TV show called Death by Numbers. And from Death by Numbers, I didn't really want to I just wanted to be an actor, but it ended up being this big thing that stretched over from junior year to now, that I'm doing it. And from that, I've learned how to I taught myself how to act because I was never in theater. So I taught myself how to act and all of that stuff, and I got really good at it. I'm not saying that to be arrogant or anything.
No,
But
you're really good. You're really good in
Fine.
Wasteland. I saw Wasteland. You were good in that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I try. I learned the way I learned is from watching other actors, and that's what goes back to the show I was watching. And I would watch them. I would watch each actor at every character and how they use their mannerism to kind of make it my own. But that's how I learn. It's just by watching others, because that's generally what acting is, just learning about people and knowing what makes them react to that different situation. Just knowing how to balance those out and really give life to different characters and stuff. So
I can relate to that. I kind of started, when I was a kid, I always wanted to act. So I would watch a lot of TV shows, a lot of films, and I would mimic what I saw on television, but try to put my own little spin on it. And then, because I knew that I was very shy and I was not going to do it in front of people, so I would just do it like in my mirror.
Right.
But then, like in 2009, I started going to a mega church and they had this drama ministry there, and they had like an open audition. And I was scared to do it, but I was like, I'm going to do it anyway because I've always wanted to do this.
Oh yeah.
So I drove out there, thought I had to audition, didn't have to. But I walked in there nervous, like I don't have anything prepared, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But I walked in there and they were just like, yeah, we're gonna give you the script and just read over it and we'll just go from there. And they just kind of gave me some tips on acting, and but it wasn't like an acting class. I just went in there and just next thing I knew they said, hey, we're doing a play. I'm like, oh, okay. I've never done that before, so what do I need to do?
Yeah.
And next thing I knew, we were doing the play in front of 1,100 people.
Oh Lord.
And I had like one of the biggest parts. And from there, I went on to do other plays and then web series and then TV shows and films. And here today.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm still learning and everything, but what I do usually, what I've learned is it's good to, of course, go over the script or to go over the play, just read the play and everything, get a feel of the character. I know it's good to not like really prejudge the character, and once you do that, I usually like make character analysis and get a feel of the character, and I just try to not like I said, force my own ideas on the character, and once I study the character, I just I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, I don't plan it, but once I study the character, I don't know. I guess I just go with it, and I notice each time I perform the scene or the specific for the specific character, I form a different characteristic each time. So I feel like it just makes the end product.
Yeah. That's usually how it goes. I think. In I think what matters is because you look at this character as a life form to give energy to. And that's generally what it is. You got to bring that energy to bring that character to life. So, for me, what I do to get prepared, I don't have any critical or particular way to go about trying to prepare for a character. It's just me trying to, because it's usually straightforward. The roles that I have gotten, I just look at this character, look at its characteristics, and try to pull out what I feel like should be necessary to add to this character, and I usually just take my own spin on it. And because I think art obviously is film, is acting, is being able to put yourself to another character, and whatever you read on a script is all it kind of connects to a memory, so it's all kind of connected with influence, and whatever influenced you before, whatever you remember as to be influencing you to create this character and how it's supposed to be in your mind. You present it to the director and you see if they like your take on it, and if they like it, you go with it. But I think it's just what you can bring to it, what provide to the table, and how you can stand out of everyone else, in a sense, and still make it that general team type of that energy that's needed. So yeah, I think that's my take on it.
Okay. For me, when I prepare for a role, of course I print the script out, and I highlight the script, and I like to read the entire story, and I want to see how this character fits into the story.
Right.
And then if it's a small character, I try to give it a backstory to any character I have.
Oh yeah.
The who, what, where, when, why are they here? What they add to the play or the story.
Yeah.
And then from there, if it's a role that like something I've never done before, I want to research. Like if it's a cop, I've never been a cop before, so I want to research things that cops say in lingo, so I know the right things to say if I need to ad lib or anything.
Right.
And from there, I'm pretty much just learning lines after that. So it's a pretty simple process with me.
Yeah. I think generally it's pretty simple.
I don't know if I would say it would be really simple for me particularly, because depending on the character and everything.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it depends on the character.
Oh,
like
yeah, for
some
sure.
characters come more easy, but other ones I know would be more difficult. And like you said, I know you have to do like a lot of research on certain things. I feel like that's really important to know about the character psyche and everything and different stuff.
Yeah, because I think for me it's been the experience that I had. It's been pretty simple shoes to fill. I don't know any really hard roles that I had to do. I mean, it's been fairly simple for me. I haven't been given too many challenging roles, in a sense. Somewhat challenging. It wasn't that hard.
Yeah, see, I think if I had like a role where I was playing like somebody who had a multiple personality, split personality, that may be something harder to do.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
For real.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I love challenges.
Right?
I love
Oh,
challenges.
Lord. I get really nervous. I feel like I just can't mess up. I'm like, no, I can't mess up. I have to come in and be like super, super prepared. And of course you want to come in being super prepared, but I just feel like I can't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
And so but every director like that I've worked with, they've always been very nice. And it's kind of funny because the other directors that I've worked with, they've been African American. I haven't really worked with any like white directors or any other like race, but
Yeah.
they've always been very welcoming and down to earth and try to make me feel comfortable and everything.
Yeah.
And I just love the vibes that they're giving.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much.
I think the same for me, to be honest. I've dealt with, I wouldn't say along the spectrum, but generally just white and black directors. But usually I can cling on to their energy because my thing with my personality, it kind of can sync well because I don't really try to look for a problem. You know, I'm always trying to give good energy on the set. Try to be, you know, I wouldn't say happy-go-lucky, but you know, I try to be there. I try to be present. I try to listen as much as I can. You know, whatever they want me to do or change, I do it. I change it. So you know, I'm very fluid, and I think that's what's important. That's very important.
Definitely.
As an actor, so yeah, so like water. So,
I think for me, of course, it's easier to work with somebody you've already worked with before,
yeah,
like
of
Steph.
course.
It's easier to work with him.
Yeah.
I've actually.
Even though he can get on people's nerves.
I actually had a director I worked with for the first time last year, and so what he wanted to do was he wanted me to come the day before I actually filmed, so he could just get a feel for who I was.
Right.
And that was weird to me because I was like, well, I'm just here. I'm not filming anything today, but I'm just watching him film everything else and just get an idea how he works.
Right.
But he just wanted to get comfortable with who I was, so I was like, okay.
I don't want to talk to you, Steph.
I feel like my biggest fear right now is just in general not making it, like making the wrong choice. Since I changed my major my sophomore year of college, I'm looking at my friends, and not saying everyone is, you know, they got it together, but one of my friends, she was a nursing major, and so now she made it. She's a nurse. She just got engaged. What am I talking about? She just got married now. Anyway, but I just feel like everybody else is just moving so fast, and this is not like a fast process.
Yeah, no,
maybe
not
for
at all.
some people, but
Yeah.
I'm just really nervous. I know it's just going to be a long journey, but I chose this, and I thought about this sophomore year when I was standing in the hallway in the theater, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather be happy than, you know, sad. So pretty
Of course, I think that's so important because you do what you love. You only get one shot at this, as long as we, you know, as far as we know. So I think, and that's something I've been combating for a long time. Not if this is meant for me, but if this is, you know, because patience is so important. Patience is so important. And people, you know, we think that, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be doing it? If you love it, you are exactly where you need to be. And whatever is meant for you will gravitate towards you when the time is right. We just gotta have patience. And that's what's so hard about us following our dreams, because we could be like literally right there, an inch away to the door, open the door, and being where we're making our dream to live in reality. But we just like, I can't do it anymore. You know, the money's tight. And I gotta think about my family. I gotta think about this. I gotta think about that. No, think about you first. You gotta think about you, and then, you know, just go for it. I mean, you don't know how close you are. You don't know how close you are. You don't know if you're gonna get a call or an email. I look for emails every morning. You know, I look for that because you don't know. You don't know. If you have so much product that's already out there, somebody's gonna see it. It's just a matter. It's just a matter of time.
That's
it's
true.
just a matter of time. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, just kind of piggyback off what you're saying. I think for me, my biggest fear is falling out of love with acting, because the thing with acting is the field where you're never too old or you're never too young to do it. So it's like there's people who's like in their 80s, like the woman in Black Panther. She had that role, and that was like her first breakout role. She's like 80 something years old. So it's a field where, you know, it takes time to get in, but once you get in, you know, you can keep working at any age.
I think at this time we're at a time where it's all everything is all digital. You know, everything's all video. Everything is Instagram, social media. You know, it's not as hard as it used to be.
It's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and you can create your own opportunities. You
That's
can create
true.
your own. You can start up your own business if you want to. So, yeah, we're at a better time than before. So that may help with the time and the pacing, so we don't have to be 80 and making it. You know, and that's a blessing for her. But you know, yeah, we have more of an advantage, thankfully. So
Agree with that.
The biggest mistake.
I know mine off top. So
Maybe you should go first, yeah, because I don't know. I don't.
I'm trying to figure that out
I
myself.
just know. So when I was in high school, I had the dream of going to an acting school in New York, and I had actually got the application mailed to me and everything, and I was getting ready to mail it off and go apply there, and my mom was like, "Kevin, you don't need to get a job in acting because it's not guaranteed money." So her thing was she had a fear of me being somebody who was broken, homeless, and everything. So I was like, okay, let me go to school for something else. Went to school, got my degree, not really using it, but I got it just to say I had it. So I feel like that was my biggest mistake because had I taken that chance,
Yeah.
who knows, I
Who
could be a
knows?
lot further in my career now.
Yeah, well, who knows? You know, you don't know.
You don't know.
I
You
don't. But that's
Yeah,
my biggest. I feel
yeah.
like that's my
Regret.
biggest mistake.
Well, you shouldn't regret. I feel like regret is just wasted energy, and that's something I try to. I mean, I'm working on a lot, and that's also something I'm trying to not say or think because I don't know where I would be if I didn't do this or that. You know what I mean? So you know, I try to not regret anything because that's just wasting your time. Just think about the past. You
I
gotta
mean,
move.
and I also try to think, everything does happen for a reason.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But if I had to say regret, that's going to jump out to me. That's always been in my head like for
Yeah.
years
I
now.
bet.
Yeah.
I bet it's yes, it's harsh,
Yeah.
man. I know.
What about you?
Well, I don't know if it's anything super huge, but I guess even though I like acting, I grew up kind of shy, and like, of course, I can act in my room and all that kind of stuff. But over time, like especially like this last year, I've become way more confident than I was in my acting before. And I guess my biggest regret would be like not auditioning for things I wanted to audition for because I was nervous or I thought I wasn't good enough, and pretty much.
Yeah, you got to get out of your head.
I
Man.
know. Definitely. I'm in my head. That's what my teachers tell me. They was like, get out of your head.
That's the
Mercedes."
hardest
I'm
thing.
in my head a lot,
Yeah,
too.
so am I.
I know how it
It's a
is.
hard thing to stay out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and to go off what you were saying, back to what we were saying, how I started, how this whole wheel started. I met Steph. I met people in Charlotte. So I was in Liberal Arts College. So I got a scholarship to go to Liberal Arts College. It was like a $80,000 tuition. But I got $17,000 for the scholarship. So that ain't even nothing. So I also needed a room. I needed a room there. So they told me. So the guy I was supposed to be staying with, because I couldn't afford to room with them. So I was supposed to stay with a friend of the family, and he would never show up to his house. So I would always go there, and he would never show up to his house. So I would. So my mom took me out like a week after I enrolled in there. So I was there for like a week and a half, and I had this whole plan set up. I had this whole plan where I was gonna go to school. I was gonna build this team of people to create films with. We were gonna go to film festival throughout the film festival circuit and try to meet and network and all of this stuff. And that completely, was blown up in my face. But I moved to Charlotte, and now I'm here, and I've done so much. So I'm very appreciative of, you got to be appreciative of your process, of the process.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's why I don't have any fear or regret regarding, my career. I think the biggest fear, if I had a fear, it would be like theater. I haven't done theater yet.
Oh. And that's see, I started out doing a lot of theater, and it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, I know. I bet.
Because it's like you don't get a second chance. Once
Yeah,
you mess
it's
up,
just-
if
Just
you lose your
over.
lines or
It's
somebody
like,
on stage loses their lines, you have to find a way to bring that back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
scary.
And like 5 seconds of dead space is like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Awkward.
Yeah, but
you can
I'm-
feel
Yeah,
it.
you
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet, but I'm up for the challenge.
Yeah.
Like I love challenges.
But it's definitely good. It helps you to build the improv skills.
yeah, I bet.
Definitely. I feel like one tip I would say is to, believe in yourself. I know it might be scary, but just to go for it. And even if you feel like you're behind everyone else, it doesn't matter. Even if you are, just keep pushing and working at it, no matter how long it takes, and just to focus on your craft and how talented you are and not others, and everything should come together.
Good too. I would say for me, the tip I always give people, like, because I get inboxes a lot, I always tell people who are new to acting to start out by doing background work. That way you get experience on the set. You get to hear what the director looks for, what the lines they say, what certain actions are, and that just gives you experience on the set. So I would say to do work as a background extra.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Yeah, once you get to a point, I feel like definitely start with that. You need experience. That's key.
Yeah.
Because
You gotta have something on your resume.
Yeah, that, and you just don't. Once you get on set, onto a real set or whatever, you want to know something. You want to know, what you're doing. You don't want to just stand there like it's stick in the mud and just like, where should I go? I don't know. But the tip I would give is I go right back to patience, because patience is key. Patience is everything. And you got to keep your passion. You got to keep the love for it. You got to keep the determination. The drive is everything. The faith, belief. All of those different keys and components that goes into better and trust the process, because the process will create you into the person that you will become. And you'll be able to do this character and that character and that monologue and this and that. No matter what your story is, what your background is, that the process will create and sort of mold you into this character and mold you into this, performer. So, definitely trust the process and be patient and keep the faith.
It's good advice.
Good advice.
Well, thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Rule of Thirds, the Actors Panel. Make sure that you like the page, subscribe to the channel, comment, let us know what you thought, and come back again for the next episode.